have any artwork or photos just lying around your home, we all know it can be really expensive to get them professionally framed. So what better thing to do than make your own picture frame to put them on display? These are all the tools that you're going to need. A miter saw, safety equipment, sandpaper, PVA glue, a measuring tape, a pencil, miter corner clamps, screwdrivers, framing fixing pieces, and don't forget the most important piece, the backing piece of MDF. The picture frame can be as big or as small as you like. Get all your measurements sorted and then go to your local Bunnings store to have the backing board pre-cut. For the actual frame, I'm using a Tasmanian oak hardwood. First thing to do is to measure and mark the frame. Before you do anything, make sure you do your first miter cut and then you measure from there. Because I'm using miter joins, they need to be cut at a 45-degree angle. I've already done my first cut, but when I do my second cut, it needs to be on the opposite angle. When cutting the frame, just be nice and slow with the miter saw so it will give you a nice clean edge. Let the blade do the work for you. So I've cut my first side piece. I now need to measure up my second one, which will also be at 435 millimetres. I'll be using the same process of opposing sides for the miter joins. Remember when doing the second cut to move your miter saw to the opposite 45-degree angle. I now have two sides cut and need to measure the top and bottom. I now have my 4 pieces. All I need to do is glue each end together and use my clamps to hold it into place until they dry. But before doing that, make sure your frame all fits in nicely. My frame fits perfectly, so now I need to glue. Put some PVA glue onto each end. Be sure not to put too much though, because when you join it together, you don't want it going everywhere. Now that the frame's all glued together, wipe off any excess glue that's around the edging. Once all the excess glue's been wiped away, these babies are going to be your best friend. They make the job so much easier and will ensure that the frame stays nice and square. Once you have all 4 clamps on, then you can actually go around and retighten them all, making sure it's all perfectly square. Now you just need to leave it to dry. Remove all 4 corner clamps, turn the frame over and give it all a light sand. This helps ensure that you get a really nice smooth finish. The frame is now ready for your artwork or photo. Turn it over and place your image face down. Then place your backing board on top of that and use your frame stay clamps to hold it all into place. Secure the frame stay clips, placing them roughly in the centre of each side. You'll need quite a fine screwdriver because the screws are really small. Because I'm using a hardwood for the frame, I need to pre-drill the screw holes, but if you're using pine, you can just screw straight into the timber. So there you have it. It's as easy as that. Now you have a perfect frame with your art or photography. Now all that's left to do is hang it. And that's how you make a picture frame.